They were at a big discount because people didn't really like them. And now I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, times have changed. They're really desirable.
Hello everyone, you're watching The Box Crew is back to highlight some of our favorite new arrivals. You've got to see what we've got this week. Justin, Brandon, great to see you guys.
Glad to be here.
I know we've been scouring some of our new arrivals. We've got a fun collection here to showcase to you guys. So before we get into the watches, I want to know what's on your wrist. Brandon, what are you wearing today?
I've got a vintage Rolex Oyster Perpetual Date with the long hour markers, which is pretty cool, from the 70s. 34 millimeter, I think it fits nice.
Very nice, yeah.
That looks great.
It's kind of a sleeper, I like it.
Yeah, nice.
What about you, Justin?
I'm going Omega today, so I got the Seamaster black dial. Love this watch. I think it's not a total sleeper, but I don't think it gets as much love as it deserves. So give it a little more, man. I love the Seamaster.
Fun. Well, I've got a sparkly one today. This is a ladies' Datejust. Can you see that dial?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, pretty beautiful from '86. So a little vintage piece.
Yeah.
But honestly, still
Gorgeous
gives me
watch.
all the fun.
Yeah.
I know. So we've got kind of our setup again. Justin, you've got a modern watch. Brandon, you've got a vintage watch. I've got a ladies' watch today. So you guys ready to kind of showcase it?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, Justin, kick it off. What have you got?
I have something a little different and definitely interesting for you guys. It
What?
is the Domino's branded Air King.
Love these.
Such a cool watch, right? I mean, if you don't know the history on these, they were given out to owners of the franchises for sales goals. It kind of changed over the years, but it was essentially a reward from Domino's for doing really well. And it's just such a unique watch. It has this one, they've changed over the years. This one has a Domino's logo on the dial. Air King 34 millimeter, so it's a good size. It's a little bit smaller than, what I call like the standard 36 Datejust, but definitely wearable, definitely a conversation piece. And when they came out, they weren't really that popular. I remember I was working with watches at the time and we got a ton of them. This was probably like the #1 watch that people sent in. Brand new, stickers, everything. They got it and sent it in because they just didn't really care about it. They weren't really into watches or didn't really like the Domino's part on it. So they would send them to us and they were at a big discount because people didn't really like them. And now I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, times have changed. They're really desirable. They're definitely having a moment. People are really starting to appreciate them.
And they're tough to find. So this one is actually probably not going to last very long, which is, I'm glad we got a chance to see it.
We haven't seen one in a little while.
No.
Yeah.
Great
What do you
find.
guys got?
Yeah, let's see, Emily.
Ready for the ladies pick today?
Yeah, let's
okay, I've got a really beautiful ladies Oyster Perpetual. This one is in stainless steel. You've got the 18 karat fluted bezel, white gold, sorry. You've got the pink accents on this that I really like a lot. It's 26 millimeters. It's got a serial around 2006, 2007. Oyster bracelet, oyster clasp. It's just really pretty, very wearable. I think we were having some conversations before this that actually the watch that I'm wearing today and this one would make a really good pair for anyone's collection.
Covers all bases.
A little bit more jewelry, a little bit more of your everyday wear, but a really beautiful watch.
Absolutely, and it's got the 369, so it's like a baby Explorer.
Yes.
It's really cool.
And the best part, this one has box and papers too. So
nice.
you kind of get a full package on it.
Yeah, that's a great choice.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon, you've got the vintage. What do
All
you got?
right. We've got a Tudor 79090 from circa 1994. It's a Tudor sub, blue dial, blue bezel.
A blue.
So these have like,
Yeah.
it is 29 years old now, so technically I guess you could call it vintage. It's right on the cusp of modern and vintage. Tudor still kind of use more of these vintage like characteristics from like older subs. They still have the folded link bracelet in the 90s, which definitely gives it a vintage feel.
Yeah.
It has the non-white gold surrounds on the dial of the lume, so that gives you that kind of like maxi plot look. It's got, of course, the aluminum bezel. It's got the holes in the case, but it's got a quick set date, which I love. So
That's a nice feature.
That's a nice modern feature. And also, when looking at the dial, it's meters first, so it kind of gives a nod back to those earlier subs. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
so it's kind of full of all these like little details that make it like vintage, but it's kind of modern. So it's a great mix. It's great for every day, I think.
Probably one of my favorite Watch in the Box episodes as far as selections are concerned.
It's
so
fun.
you guys keep taking it up a notch.
Yeah, these are good ones.
I'm actually really pleased. As always, we see hundreds of watches every week. If you guys haven't already, be sure to head over to bobswatches.com. Check out our new arrivals. Our inventory is constantly changing. So let us know too, what watch did you like today? Were any of these your favorite? Have you found something else on our site that you just couldn't believe? Thanks guys for bringing some really awesome options.
Of course.
We really appreciate it. So you guys, we will be back with a future episode of Watch in the Box. Until then though, be well.